I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I forgot what I want to say. God damn, this is so hard. Okay, back to business. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm your girl, Styles by Shimiko, the hairdresser. And today's video will be featuring a proper trim and flat iron style. Throughout this video, I will be talking about not only my techniques and why I use them, but how to know when it's time for a trim and what you should be looking for in the hair to know when it's time for a trim. I'll also be talking about how much to trim, truth about trims, and why they should be an essential part of every healthy hair care routine. Plus, trims and haircuts really aid in creating a style and aesthetically pleasing shape to the hair, and you really can't expect the best results, you know, when it comes to styling, maintenance, manageability, or overall hair health if you kind of, you know, skip the care part and the trimming part, you know what I'm saying? So sit back, relax, enjoy what your girl is bringing, and be sure to leave this video a huge thumbs up, yes, if you're feeling me and if you liking what I'm bringing to the table. Okay, thank you, and I will see you guys at the end. So this is my friend Treasure, and today's video will be featuring her lovely natural mane. She goes between low manipulation styles, twist and braid outs, blown out styles, and silk press styles. So since she's a lot more versatile in her styling approach, we will be trimming her hair in a blown out, stretched state. I don't do her hair very often, but she does make it in to see me at least twice a year. Now we're starting off today's appointment with a nice cleansing and conditioning session. And I decided to start off with the BioSilk Silk Therapy Shampoo. It's sulfate, paraben, silicone, and dye-free, and it doesn't overly strip the hair while cleansing. And it's really ideal for all hair types. This video is not sponsored by any of the product companies mentioned. After that, I went ahead and followed up with the BioSilk Silk Therapy Conditioner. And this conditioner is also sulfate, paraben, and gluten-free. And it has some silk proteins to add some strength. It also has some botanical extracts and herbs to really replenish moisture to each strand. And it has some UV filters to protect the hair from heat and elements like the sun. And now I'm just moving my way up her head, doing some light detangling and massaging this conditioner through her hair. To me, conditioner works best when it's really worked into soaking wet hair, gently massaged in and allowed to sit and penetrate the hair shaft. Any additional water the hair doesn't need will be expelled as it sits. The water also makes it a lot easier to detangle. Now when you notice the hair starting to really tangle and mat up on the ends, that's a very strong indication that it's time for a trim. As you can see, gently working my hands through her hair and wide tooth combing it from the ends up to the scalp, there is minimal pain and virtually no unnecessary shedding or breakage happening. You really have to be patient with long hair. The mid shaft and very ends are at least 3 years old with hair this length. And you have to remember that they've been manipulated way more over the course of those years, which in turn makes them weaker, more susceptible to damage, and of course, breakage. So after taking my detangling brush to further make sure that her hair is completely knot free, I went ahead and did some chunky twists for control. And after that, I went ahead and put a plastic cap on her and allowed this conditioner to sit under heat for 20 minutes. Side note, hair is like a sponge. It absorbs what it needs and expels any unnecessary moisture or product. So there's no need to try and force it and let conditioner sit on the hair for hours and hours and hours on end. It's a complete waste of time and will not result in healthier hair. It's almost like overwatering a plant or putting too much lotion on one arm. The extra water or lotion is never absorbed. It literally has nowhere to go, so it runs everywhere or it ends up needing to be wiped off. And too much lotion doesn't magically make skin less dry. Giving just the right amount in the right formula is key. Giving the hair what it needs when needed should always be the goal. Plus, being too heavy-handed is very wasteful and literally washes money down the drain. I've learned through experience that quality products work faster, the results last longer, and really make an impact. So after the conditioner was rinsed out in cool water to close the cuticle, I went ahead and prepped her hair using some Kenra products. The first one I applied is this Luxe Leave-In, which is gold enriched, and it provides heat protection up to 450 degrees. It detangles really well and leaves the hair really soft. Next, I applied the blow dry spray. It's very lightweight. It detangles and smooths the hair, and it helps eliminate frizz and resist humidity, and also provides heat protection. Lastly, I applied the Silkening Gloss. It locks in moisture, it tames frizz and dry ends, and it promotes optimum shine. And now I'm just going ahead and sectioning her hair for the blowout and brushing the products through just to make sure that everything is nice and evenly distributed. I always start my blowouts with some tension, using my hands regardless of the hair texture or the hair type. I love to rake my hands through each section, stretching the curls as it dries. And after this section was about maybe 30% dry, I went ahead and I grabbed my Denman brush just so I can further add a little bit more tension and control and really just smooth the hair shaft, making sure to focus my attention on the scalp area and upper mid shaft area. Now, as you can see, the lower mid shaft to ends area is a looser texture. So I went ahead and I grabbed my Denman paddle brush instead, since the bristles are more spaced out and I actually need less tension on this area to smooth it out. I also went ahead and lowered the temperature on my blow dryer since I want to apply less heat to this older and obviously weaker area of her hair. As you can see, it really didn't take much more manipulation to smooth that area of her hair out and get it nice and dry and straight. Here is another view of how her texture changes lower mid shaft to ends. The upper part is obviously newer and healthier hair, while the lower part is weakened. So I blow dried the rest of her hair the same way I did on the previous section. And here's her hair all blown out, nice and straight and dry and ready for the next steps of today's appointment. And now I'm just going through her hair little by little and pressing it out with a flat iron. We actually decided to go ahead and do a straight style this time. Her hair is conditioned very nicely, it feels very lightweight, and the products that we use to prep it will definitely help protect it against the heat that we're applying now. And we will not be applying any more direct heat to her hair today since, again, we're going to do a straight style. Here are some shots of human hair and split ends under a microscope. Now I know there are products on the market claiming to repair split ends, but the truth is, it can't be done. Hair is actually dead material and is formed from different proteins similar to that of our nail anatomy and makeup. Hair is not live tissue like our skin. There is no internal blood flow or nutrient flow to the strands themselves, so for that reason, split ends cannot be repaired. Have you ever had a nail break or split or fall off from trauma? Did you notice that it had to grow out in order to be so-called repaired? Same thing with hair. A new strand can and will grow out, but any part of the fiber or strand itself that is damaged and split cannot and will not heal itself. There is no magical product on the market that will repair dead material. The only true way to rid your mane of splits is to cut them away and allow the hair to grow out. The best case scenario for so-called repair is to use products that will temporarily smooth over and coat the damaged and split areas. However, the next time you go to shampoo your hair, that so-called protective film will be washing right down the drain. Another thing I really want to emphasize is that split ends left unattended will definitely continue to split up the hair shaft, eventually causing thinning and breakage to the strand. So keep these things in mind the next time you decide to prolong a much needed haircut or trim. My professional advice to anyone out there looking to keep split ends at bay is to always use heat protection when heat is applied. Never apply heat to dirty hair. Keep your hair moisturized. Cleanse and condition as needed, and deep condition your hair regularly. You should also only use chemicals according to manufacturer's instructions and only when necessary. Do not over manipulate your hair. Always cover your hair at night and sleep in a satin bonnet or on a satin pillowcase. And last but not least, get your hair trimmed as needed. And now it's time for a trim. As you can see with the help of this white towel, the area under my comb is where her hair looks the most jagged and sparser and broken and split. Ideally, this is where her hair needs to be trimmed to for a true healthy result. I took a picture and I zoomed in to allow her to see what I see. And I went ahead and showed her exactly where her hair needs to be trimmed to. However, she wasn't ready to go that much shorter, so we decided on a happy medium. I'm the type of stylist who will give you the real rundown and be totally open, but at the end of the day, you have to wear your hair. So if leaving it a little bit longer and doing another trim in the coming months as the hair grows out seems to be more ideal, then that's fine with me, and that's what we will do. So after that, I went ahead and combed all her hair down in natural fall, and I went ahead and did a mini chop right where we agreed to trim to today. I started in the middle because that's her weakest area, and I really wanted my guideline to start at the semi-fullest point in that area. Next, I went ahead and sectioned off the entire perimeter just so I can go through and thoroughly trim her hair. I combed every bit of my subsection down to my guideline and cut it straight and blunt. I prefer to cut straight, hard, blunt lines for trims, especially when we're not quite trimming away as much as needed. And now I'm just pulling hair from the sides and trimming those to the exact same guideline, nice blunt, hard lines. So after that, I went ahead and I took a small subsection and I smoothed it right under my ring finger, over my middle finger, and under my index. That small motion really causes short hairs to kick up, which allows me to see splits and breakage on shorter strands and trim those away as well. Each hair on our heads is on its own growth cycle. As old hair sheds and falls out, new hair begins to grow from that same follicle almost simultaneously. It's really a never-ending cycle, which in turn means that it's nearly impossible for each strand to be exactly the same length, exactly all the time. So doing this small motion really allows us to trim away damage wherever it occurs on the head. And I actually did not layer her hair at all. She likes it more or less one length. So I brought everything down little by little to the same guideline, cut it blunt, and I went through and did that same over and under my fingers motion until the trim was complete. And here is the completed trim. As you can see, this area is still a little bit thinner than I would like it to be, but we'll tackle that mission another day. Overall, Treasure's hair is in really good condition, and we were both really happy with the outcome. We both really loved how much body her hair has, how lightweight it feels, how much healthier it looks after trimming, and how shiny and moisturized it feels. Mission accomplished. and she still has all that waist length hair. Thank you guys again so very much for hanging out with your girl and listening to my point of view. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And if anyone out there in the Los Angeles, California area is interested in booking with me, all of that info is down in the description area, along with links to all the products used, you know, for your convenience. So check it out. If y'all want to follow me on my other social medias, hey, they down there too. Okay, catch y'all in the next one. Be safe, stay sane, social distance, wash your hands, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Bye guys. Deuces.